Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network for What, When, Why Wednesdays. And I'm here with my co-host, Brick Literacy. I always got to get the directions right. Brick Literacy over here on the East Coast in Virginia. Ooh. And we've been doing this episode. This is, I think, our third episode of What, When, Why Wednesdays. Yeah. So we just started this format and super excited because we pick a topic. That's the what. We talk about when this particular product or, offering came out, and then we go, why is this important? So this is what we do, and we invite special guests, and our guests are going to be arriving sometime soon. Actually, one of our guests is feeling sick, so she may not be able to make it today. So she sends her regards ahead of time. As some of you know, Crystal went through brain surgery. Literally, she went through brain surgery about a month ago. And I told her, if she's not feeling well, just don't even worry about it. It's a small YouTube channel. And speaking of which, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. So how's it going, Remy? What are you up to these days?
Not bad. And I am actually on the West Coast for this edition.
That's right.
I am in San Jose all week for work.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I brought my orchids with me to my
You brought them with you to San Jose?
Because I wasn't sure if they were going to be sold out.
Oh, wow. So hello, Brick Jedi, Brick Babe, Lena Inverse, Debo Bricks. When is now, y'all? Yes. Woohoo! Exactly. Yes. Yeah. We're here to talk about botanicals. And so as Remy was just saying, in fact, let's give you full screen so everybody can see the beauty of those orchids.
Yes. You can
in your hotel room.
You can see my hotel room. Don't look at this part. There we go. Just look at the orchids.
How's it going,
Hey,
Zach?
Renee. What's going on?
Welcome to the stream.
Brick Jedi just moved from San Jose.
Yeah, wow.
I'm just here for a week for work.
Well, that's
pretty nice. Yeah.
Have you shared that with your coworkers that you have an orchid in your hotel room?
No, I like to keep my work and personal lives very separate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the Brick Babe, she cannot wait to build hers, which is awesome. Yeah, and what I have in the background, as you probably know, that I had put here, I'll give myself full screen, right?
This is a nice vase.
This is from the first bouquet that came out last year. And I just put it in a regular vase, which I've had for a long time. And then I also I was telling Remy, the thing about these flowers is they're heavy. So you have to kind of balance them out or your vase will tip over. I have a couple flowers, the roses and the tulips in this handmade vase, which has no bottom. And then I have 5 here, 5 out of the 9 succulents that are put together. I built this on my Twitch stream, and I'll be finishing the rest of them on next Sunday. So the succulents have been a lot of fun to build too.
Yeah, so this is a very, very odd, like it's not even a theme yet, but it's getting there of Lego, just botanicals in general.
I think it is an official theme because on the Lego site, I'm pretty sure you can search by theme on botanicals.
That's good.
And they have quite a few now that it's kind of been released last year.
Yeah, I don't know who conceived and greenlit this theme, but it's amazing. Like I don't know anything about plants, but I'm really enjoying the plant Lego.
Yeah, and Zach Martinez is complimenting you. It looks good. It spruces up a hotel room. You're going to start a trend, Remy. You're going to start a trend of people bringing their orchids with them to their hotel rooms, so then that way they can enjoy them, which is awesome because orchids are so fragile. And one thing that I am not a very good green thumb. There are people who can grow things like my mom. She can grow anything, but I was only able to keep a bamboo plant alive for the longest time, for a couple of years. And then I brought it down to Arizona with me. And she sent me photos of it. And this bamboo plant has like shot up and it's
Oh, wow.
it's thriving down there. I barely kept it alive. It was kind of like going, oh, why do I have to be in this place?
Yeah, that's that's very odd, but I'm glad there's a happy ending there.
There is that bamboo plant, when I brought it down and when I was getting ready to come back, because I was there for 10 weeks. And I told my mom, I said, the plant looks a lot happier here. And I think this may sound weird, but I think it also felt better because there were other plants around it. This plant was all by itself.
Yeah, I
And
don't think
my
it
mom
sounds
has
weird.
lots of plants. So, this bamboo plant had been surrounded by all these plants. And I'm sure it's like going, oh, wow, look at this. There's other species like me.
Yeah, well,
I'm not
like,
alone.
yeah, Pixar has already, greenlit that whole sequence, and we'll be releasing that movie sometime next year. Like plants,
Oh, just plants?
just plants.
Maybe plants do,
Yeah,
we really don't know. How
yeah.
do plants maybe communicate with each other?
Mhm.
And Brick Jedi says, I want to try and build one of those sets. They display well. Yes,
Yeah,
they
they do.
do. I also have the Bonsai Tree,
Mhm.
and I am getting ready to take it. It's in the winter mode right now with the snow on the white leaves, and I'm going to put the pink frogs on it sometime soon to welcome in spring. It's so great. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we were talking before the show started that right now Lego has really pushed hard on the adults welcome tagline, and the whole series of botanicals is targeting adults big time.
Yeah.
And it's doing really well from what I can tell. Plants greenlit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And we're excited because we've invited 2 guests, and as I mentioned, Crystal is not feeling that well, but we do have another guest who's getting ready to come join us. So once he's ready, then we will introduce him, because I wanted to bring on this other guest because he's a certified master gardener. I mean, he's legit. He also has his own breed of blueberries that he's developed and cultivated. So if anybody can talk about botanicals, it's him.
Yeah.
But while we're waiting, I was going to, since we were talking about the adults welcome, I was sharing with Remy before the stream that there's a couple of commercials that have been targeted at adults primarily. And I found these on LinkedIn. So I was going to share my screen and we're not going to play them for you. And I don't know why my dog is going nuts right now. It's like, she's like, no, don't share them. Okay, so why don't I share that while we're waiting for our guest.
Yeah, this is interesting because I'm never on. I think LinkedIn is something that you use once and forget about. So it seems like a really unusual ad spot. But yeah, this is a good ad.
This is the orchid, and I've got the sound off because we don't want to get an ad strike. And oops, turn the volume off. But you can see it's got subtitles. And what's interesting is they used a mature woman of color to market this. And she is, I don't know if she's legit or if she's an actress, but she talks about the history of orchids and why they're important. And I think it's also just fascinating that they have used LinkedIn as a format. They may have posted this on their Instagram account as well, but I just wanted you to say that this here is something that you might want to take a look at. So they did one for that. And let me go to the succulents too. So if you go to videos, and here's the one about the succulents, I think. Let's see. Yeah. So this one, same woman, and she talks about each of the succulents and strength and endurance and how life is prickly. So She's actually a really good spokesperson for this line.
Yeah,
so if you haven't seen this, we're not going to play it here because we don't want to get an ad strike or anything, but we just wanted you to know that these are out there if you're interested.
Yeah, it's and in the most unusual place. You would think that they would feature that more prominently.
It goes back though that LinkedIn is an audience that's more mature, right? If you want to go after a mature audience, you go after LinkedIn, and you also go after Facebook. And LinkedIn is also a business environment. So I think they're also looking at this for marketing towards business people that, hey, it's okay for you to start using Lego and giving it as gifts, right? And Zach Martinez was saying, I was wondering if they had made a visual commercial for these last two models, given that they did commercials for the others. Yes. They haven't really, saturated these commercials in the web much. Yeah, I think they're really going after a targeted market. It's something that I was smiling when I saw this, because if you watch the commercial, even when the commercial's over, her mic is still on, and it's all part of the ad, but it's just interesting that the approach that they took from an advertising point of view. So check out those videos on LinkedIn. That's where I found them. They may be other places too, but Zach, you're right. It doesn't look like they've really gone like a big splash campaign with regard to this line. Now, I think, though, the timing of this, since we're talking about when, that the month of May, think about it, we had so many releases the month of May, right? We had the Botanicals line released. We had the Star Wars line released.
And
we had the Muppets. The Muppet CMFs were released at the same time. It was crazy.
Not as prominent, but I still had to get the Olivia Space Academy set that came out on the 1st.
So. The Friends line too. I mean, the month of May was nuts, and I do think too that if you order them online, the other thing I should mention, the succulents, right, that I have here. I also ordered the orchids. I went online April 30th at 9 p.m. Pacific.
Yep.
And I ordered them.
That's what you have to do.
Because they sell out so fast, right? But this is the crazy part, is that I got my delivery on Sunday, on Mother's Day. So I think they knew that some people were ordering them for Mother's Day, and they actually put it in the delivery instructions. It's okay to deliver it on Sunday, because I rarely get anything on a Sunday. So that was also interesting. And Lena says, life is prickly. That's what happens when my arm falls asleep.
Lena, if it just randomly falls asleep, go see a doctor. Don't wait. Go get it looked at.
So this is interesting. So I don't think people, especially AFOLs, are going to LinkedIn to check out Lego. Well, see, that goes back to they're trying to expand their market. They're, AFOLs are already sold, right? We were already queued up in line or going to the stores on May 1st. But I think they're really trying to push the envelope of who else can they get. And they went on LinkedIn for that. Debo wants to see a Venn diagram showing the cross section of LinkedIn users and horticulturalists. It'll look like a MasterCard logo. Oh my gosh, how funny. Oh my gosh, my light just went out. So hopefully I have natural light today, because I figured it was botanicals, but I had this other light because as the sun goes down, I may need to go grab my battery and get some more light here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Well, we're only going to keep this to an hour, so we should be okay. And Brick Jedi, my Kohl's had them now, and regretting not picking them up. Yeah, they sold out fast.
They're in weird places. They're at like Walmart and Target. And
right.
Sometimes you can find them at Best Buy.
When I went to the Lego store, they had already sold out also the sunflowers too, the individual sunflowers and the roses, because Mother's Day, there's a huge demand. And when I went, let's see, when did I go? I went on Saturday because we had a sea lug meeting and we had a group of us all go to the Lego store and it was packed. And I was asking, the clerks, I said, has it always this crowded on a Saturday? Because I usually don't come on a Saturday. They said it's unusually crowded, and it's probably because it was also the last day to get the incentives for the Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Because May 8th was the last
them.
day for that. And it was raining outside, surprise, being in Seattle. Yeah. And then after that, it was also, just the day before Mother's Day. So everybody's out shopping, right? So mental note, try to avoid the Saturday before Mother's Day to go shopping. That's
brutal.
Well, our guest is still having some issues logging in.
Yeah, Alexander, we see you trying, buddy.
Yeah, we see you trying.
You. Yeah.
So I think maybe in the interest of time, we're just going to go ahead and maybe start with some of the things and maybe our perceptions of the product line, just having two different point of views as far as how this product line came out. Because it started last year. It's fairly new. And I think the first one was the bouquet, the roses, and the
bonsai and the bouquet.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was, I think it was New Year's Day last year as well.
I think it was early because they wanted it in time for Valentine's Day, but of course they sold out.
Yeah,
and then people were angry because I don't think they saw them again until early May. So they may have gotten it for Mother's Day, but they missed the whole Valentine's Day window. So Zach had to go to Target 2 towns over to get his orchid. And I think if I remember right, Zach, didn't you have to drive like 2.5 hours to get there just to get your orchid?
That's, when you need that gift for someone, it doesn't matter. You'll drive.
Well, the other
2.5 hours is nothing.
That, if I remember right, so I showed you the marketing campaign for the orchid and the succulent. I believe there's another one that they put out last year. I remember this distinctly, where it was for like 3 people on a blind date, or 3 couples on a blind date. And they gave them a set, and I'm pretty sure it was the Botanicals line, and that it gave the couple something to do and talk about while they were dating on their date, right? I'll see if I can find that while we're chatting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I summon the Master Gardener of Blue Haven, cast spell. 20 master points or
magic points, probably.
Magic points.
That's a lot. That's an expensive spell. That's so many MP.
Like I said, I'm going to look for that video while we're waiting.
Okay. Well, we can look
that
at
was interesting too. That they did that
bonsai while we're waiting.
Okay.
But yeah, this was what kicked this off here, the bonsai. And this thing is endlessly customizable.
Right.
One of my friends actually has been cultivating bonsai for the last like 4 or 5 years. So in bonsai terms, relative terms, that's like literally no time at all. But he enjoys it. So, yeah. But this thing, I forget who held the contest, but there was a contest to like modify the bonsai or do different things with it. But like even in the back in the instructions, you can see that there were all kinds of different bonsai like variations you could go with.
Well, I did my own variation of the bonsai around Halloween, where I made it into a spooky tree. And I added spikes and a face, a spooky face on the trunk. And I think other people did similar things too. So this is also, if you know or follow Agents of MOC, they have a segment on their show where they say, "Will this MOC?" And I have seen several different people do various MOCs. In fact, one of the people in Tricky Lug, I'm trying to remember his name. He created the stem tower for the Tricky Lug collab, and he put the bonsai tree on top. as far as, it's almost like the roots of STEM are the various technologies. Yeah.
See?
I'm trying to remember his name, but he definitely did that for our collab.
Oh yeah, here it is. I see it here.
And this is also the introduction of the pink frog. This set, in fact, I have it in front of me because I haven't put them out yet. I think this set comes with like 50 pink frogs, something crazy like that. So here, I'll give myself full screen on this so you can see them all. I haven't even opened the bag yet, but if you buy that bonsai, you will get all of these pink frogs.
As many frogs as you could possibly want.
If you're lacking pink frogs, this is the place to go.
And just real quick, let's take a look at.
There's my spooky.
Yeah, there it is. The spooky bonsai, right?
Right.
Is that it?
Well, this one, I think, if I remember right, yeah, this actually is a combination of different memes, I guess, for lack of a better term. Mm-hmm. So the upper right is what we call Spooky Glenn, because that's Glenn Copeland, one of the mods on my channel. And he took this picture and we told people the challenge was the Spooky Glen challenge. And so this is a Spooky Glen, but I can't remember if this one's mine or if this one's actually somebody else who posted this. Maybe it is mine.
Let me find the actual. I'm gonna keep digging.
Yeah, you can. I'm sure you'll find it. I posted it on my. Yeah, that might be it. That's the one.
There we go.
That's the one. So yeah, he
pulled
it up because I put a face on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll need to. Let's add this to the stream.
Yeah. There.
Yeah. So what I did. So the previous one was a Spooky Glen, right?
Like a Glen of.
Glenn as Spooky Glenn.
Okay.
This is actually putting Spooky Glenn's face onto the tree and making the bonsai kind of a spooky tree. And I replaced a lot of, the white and the green with the orange, the dark orange and the brown. And I think it came out pretty good. I was really happy with it.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
That's cool.
So Lena Inverse is saying 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monsters.
Yeah, we're talking about summoning now.
Because, summoning? I
tried to summon Alexander.
Yeah, I think Alexander, he's trying. You can see he's trying. He's made a couple of attempts, but he's having a hard time getting it connected. Mm-hmm. So, so it looks like the chat is going crazy with like Magic the Gathering kinds of spells. Yeah. It's a Glensai tree. Yes, it is a Glensai tree. That is so funny. Yeah. But we'll just give you our comments on the bonsai tree. If we can't get Alexander to join. Hi, the Brick Cove. How's it going, Aubrey? Thanks for joining. In fact, Aubrey is also somebody who could talk a lot about botanicals because she has an amazing green thumb. Mm-hmm. We were talking earlier about how I had that one bamboo plant that I was able to keep alive for a long time. And I brought it with me to Arizona. And when the plant was surrounded by other plants and my mom was taking care of it, it's been thriving. She's even sent me update photos of the bamboo tree. So we'll see. But welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like Debo says he has to recast the spell for the Master Gardener to come join the show. Yeah, we did invite Alexander 23 because he is a certified Master Gardener, so we thought that would be cool to talk about the botanicals with him. But that's okay. Aubrey's going to be here next week because we're going to talk about elves next week.
We're gonna all this magic, all this summoning, save it for next week. You will have all the magic you can handle.
True. That's true. Yeah, you love that she's been sending me photos. Yeah, I don't know if she's doing it to tell me the plant is doing well or to mock me for her growing skills versus mine. I can keep plastic plants just fine.
Yeah.
Actually, I did get a gift for my first day of work, and they're 4 plants and they're in a basket, and I've actually put them in a nicer, sunnier place. And so far, it's third week on the job, and they're still alive. So
yeah, all you have to worry about is dust with these,
yeah, for these plants. But I'm excited. In fact, maybe Aubrey would know. I think it's Coleanthus, 2 of those plants and some others. But so anyway, the chat's going crazy with Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering kinds of spells.
Yeah,
that's another kind of stream. That's a different stream. Okay, so the bonsai tree, if you haven't purchased this bonsai tree since it released last year, it'll probably be around for another maybe year, but it will likely be retired just like a lot of sets are. I haven't seen a bonsai tree at the Lego store in a while, so they're also harder to get. Who knew Crystal was Houdini? Hi, brothers from another brick. Yeah, what happened is Crystal's feeling really sick today, so she wasn't able to make it. She's, as you know, she had brain surgery a month ago, and she's been feeling kind of ill. So I just told her, just relax, take care of yourself, take care of your brain, take care of, whatever, however bad you're feeling. This show is, I have a small following. So if you are interested, don't forget to follow and like the stream. Here, I'll put this ticker on while we're talking. But yeah, so I think the bonsai, the other thing I love about the bonsai is that tray, that stand that they have, which is something that you could recreate for other plants or any MOCs that you may want to build. And then the tray, I don't know how you feel about this, but the tray of the loose dots, I didn't really care for that.
Well, it's interesting because you can't really build something around. You can, but you want to have like kind of a contrast between the actual tree and the tray and the soil. And the orchid also does this as well.
Oh, really?
The orchid piles a bunch of claw pieces around the pot as like soil. And so it looks kind of like mulch chips.
Well, that's what that ad. So the ad, for those of you who just joined, I had shared that Lego on LinkedIn has several ads for the orchid and the succulents. And in the orchid ad, she goes, "Oh, feel that soil." And she actually grabs the mulch pieces that you were talking about and does this, and like she's playing with earth. So I think that was really interesting.
Yeah, but I know that they didn't. I remember season 1 of Lego Masters. Amy and Jamie said something about piling up little transparent blue pieces for water. Like they didn't like that. But
right. But it's okay to do that for dots that are beige.
Yeah, beige, olive green.
Yeah,
colored.
Exactly. And then Brick Cove Aubrey says that so the Birds of Paradise also does that technique for the soil.
Yeah, that's the only one I don't have yet. So
I haven't picked that up because honestly, it doesn't appeal to me, that particular model. So when we get to that, I'll explain why.
Yeah, when we get to it, everyone put your hate comments in the chat. No, save it for the Bird of Paradise. No.
Well, it goes back to, not all of us have all the disposable income to buy every set, right? So you have to make choices, and I could spend the money on the Bird of Paradise, or I could spend it on something that I would get more enjoyment from.
And also, like, we're not master gardeners, so the Bird of Paradise probably doesn't mean as much to us as like someone who is a gardener would be like, wow, they really nailed that. They really nailed that flower.
Right. Exactly. And Brothers from Another Brick also says the botanical line was probably Lego's best idea. It's such a strong line. Yes, I agree with you on that. It
talked about
crosses demographics.
Mm-hmm.
It is also elegant. They've been doing a lot of things like the globe and the world map, things that people could display as art in their homes. And the whole botanicals line is like that.
Yeah, it's really a wild swing, and it was very, it was designed very well. So I think I guess they did not nail the flower. They did nail the flower. Yeah. So,
yeah. So Aubrey also mentions that the pot is an amazing build, but it's way too expensive. I agree.
It's those like massive leaf pieces that.
I did. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that plant. But here's a good question. Brick Jedi asks, what kind of plant would you guys like to see the botanical line design?
That's a good idea.
Wow.
I mean, it's a good question. I don't know why I didn't think about it before this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said the orchid, but but then they made one.
Well, I think it would be nice if they had, similar to what they did with the succulents, where you had several different builds, and maybe I should bring over my basket, because it really is like 4 different plants that are in a basket. Yeah. So if they did that, I would love to see an Easter lily, or lilies in general. I don't think they've actually done a lily. I'm thinking about. Yeah, the bouquet does not have a lily. So I would love to see a lily. And I'm sure that's got to be on their target list. Yeah. Either as an individual one that you can add to this bouquet, or something else. And then we have
potential out there.
Yeah, I think we have in the chat a gladiolus. That would be nice as well. Now the columbine, I don't know what that looks like. Sorry, I'll have to look that up.
I just don't know enough about flowers. So.
And then Brothers from Another Brick says, I need to check the Walmart clearance since it's starting to happen. My Walmarts usually eventually discount everything and have a full botanical line. Oh, interesting. Well, that's an interesting point, is that the big box stores, as well as the smaller mom and pop shops, and kind of the medium size shops like Barnes and Noble, for example, and Kohl's, they carry all of the botanicals, which I thought was interesting just from a distribution point of view, that more vendors would be willing to carry this line, because it ranges from affordability too, because you have the little roses and the tulips that are what, $12.99, $14.99, or you can go all the way up to these larger sets that might drop $100 or so.
Yeah, well, even these, the first, because I remember when the bonsai was rumored, and the part count was 700-800 pieces or whatever.
Right.
And I thought it would be more expensive, but like $50 is very reasonable for.
It's reasonable.
Really both the first 2 sets.
Yeah. And Lena Inverse says Lily of the Valley would be nice too.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is the other reason why these are more affordable, is they don't have to pay intellectual property for another company, and they don't include minifigs.
Yep.
So for the whole botanical line is very different than some of the other sets and the other lines, where the minifigs or the mini dolls are something that's integral to the set. And this is where, and that may be another reason why it's so focused on adults, that there are no minifigs in here.
Yeah. You're the minifig.
You are the minifig.
Your significant other is the minifig.
Oh, Debo says, how about a lavender plant?
Yeah.
Cheap lavender lug plug. Well,
kind of
Debo, have you not seen the succulent line? Because there is a special lavender piece in there, specifically in that line. So I have the succulent behind me. So we'll get to that later.
Excuse me.
And Aubrey did not like the bonsai tree.
It's okay. That bonsai shape, I should have asked him again. today, but like my friend that cultivates bonsai, like that,
Mm-hmm.
the bonsai tree is a very specific shape. Like there's a technical term for it, and I don't know it. He would know it. So.
And Brothers from Another Brick says we also have at least one more botanical set coming this year. 10497. I'm curious what that will be. Well,
I don't know.
Maybe it has something to do with the holidays. Now, here's a question. Do the Christmas wreath and Christmas trees fall into the botanical line or not? Because back to, if it includes a minifig, probably not.
Well, the wreath doesn't. And the wreath, it might predate the bonsai. Yeah. I can't remember when it first came out, but they reprint them every holiday season, right? The wreath.
New versions, yeah.
Oh, Venus flytrap.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. Feed me. And Zach Martinez also says the bouquet is actually cheaper than the cost of an actual flower bouquet.
Facts.
That's true. That's true. So I have this. This is what I have behind me, and I absolutely love it. This bouquet was so much fun to build because you had a variety of flowers that you could build. And what was nice about it is that I put it in a real vase, and it looked nice. And I keep it on my my mantle over here.
Yeah, I just got it like a $2 vase and marked them in here. And every time the roses came out and the tulips, and just keep adding to it.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't die.
And like Zach said, you can actually buy that, and it's cheaper than an actual bouquet. But my mother would not want one of these. She is, a green thumb, and she appreciates real flowers.
Yeah.
So that's why if I brought her one of these, even fully made, she would look at me like, "This is for you. Why did you get me this?" Yeah. Yes, this bouquet will never die. No. Absolutely, BFAB. Let's see. For some reason, I thought there was a hyacinth in the bouquet.
Is there not? Is that not what one of the purple things are?
I think maybe it's an amaranth, but I think this one. Let's see. Here, let me get full screen. Yeah. We probably should have pulled up the instructions, but this is similar to a hyacinth, but I think it's an amaranth plant, if I remember right.
Good to know.
And then since I have full screen, I'll show Debo the lavender.
That plant I remember being just tricky to put together.
So here's the succulents, and I know my screen is a little hard to see, but this is a lavender plant. It's a lavender cactus with special lavender leaves specifically built for this plant. So I'm surprised you haven't bought it already, Debo.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't just get I want that succulent and maybe 2 of those, and that's it.
But for any kind of big, lug bulk or bricks and pieces order, you probably can get those now. You can just order those. This is where we need Alexander. Yes,
I know. He's probably watching the stream and being like, "No,
I know." He's probably. I was going to say he should just come in on the chat. If he can't come in live, he should just come in on the chat and chime in. Well, while we're talking, I think I'm going to go to the Lego Com site and download the instructions. Because the other thing is the instructions actually say what each of the flowers are. So then that way we can.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that while you're doing the other slideshow.
Okay. So yeah, let's see what we have next. Now we start getting into the smaller ones. After that, there was the roses and the tulips. I'm pretty sure those came out at around the same time. After the first 2. And I really like all the specific molded parts, in these sets. We also get you know, certain parts that are like repurposed Lego parts, like the car roofs, and then others that are just specialized, like these stem pieces here.
Okay, I do have the instructions up, and I was way off. In fact, I'm kind of embarrassed because the plant I had showed was actually a lavender plant. We were talking about lavender lug. I'm ashamed. I should have known that. So, can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going
I have to have a talk with our research department after this show. They're really letting us down this week.
Yeah, I think we all learn from this experience. Okay, why is this not showing? There we go. Okay. All right. So here are the individual flowers that are in the bouquet. And what's nice about the instructions is they actually tell you, I believe, what the official name is. So here's the snapdragon,
that's what
antivirium, right? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So there's the snapdragon. And then we also have the lavender plant. This is what I was holding up when I thought it was amaranth. So it shows you what I know. Don't forget, this is the woman who only had one bamboo plant surviving in her apartment.
Was it an actual bamboo plant, or were you mistaking that plant for something else as well?
No, it was a bamboo plant.
How do you know?
Because I bought it and it said bamboo plant. And I bought it actually when I was in California for Chinese New Year. And it was small, so I actually did grow it a bit, but it just has gone, you know, haywire over in my mom's place. Here's the daisy. So you can see what the daisy looks like.
Sorry, what was the purple one again?
That is a aster.
Aster, okay.
Or Asteraceae. Yes. And then common daisy. So the Bellis perennis. So this goes back to what's nice is that they, in addition to just saying what it is, they actually give you the genus and the species, right? The California poppy, this one's my favorite of the bunch. This is where they use car hoods. So you can see the orange are car hoods that they've put together and used. And I think, let's see, that's the last of the actual individual flowers. And I think they had a couple leaves too that they had separately.
Yeah, just random leaf pieces.
So here's kind of the whole, like these little bush pieces on the end of a green axle. And that's the other thing. This line came out with these long green axles, which we didn't have before. So yeah, that's the.
And those kind of cactus spiked plant type things. Those can also be kind of expensive if you just order them on Bricklink. So it's nice to have a few of those to just like finish off a mock. You know, just put it in the yard.
It was a real bamboo plant. Everybody thinks I can't grow plants. Okay, I'm going to prove you all wrong. I've got this basket of 4 plants that I got as a gift. And so far, it's into week 3, and I haven't killed them off. So they still look the same as when I first got them. Okay, take care, Brick Cove. See you, Aubrey. We'll see you next week. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, it's like they're saying, oh, Remy and Naomi are talking about plants and they don't know what they're talking about.
We don't. Hey, we just build it. All right.
We invited guests who knew more than we did because we know we don't know a lot. And especially me, somebody who is not known for being able to grow something. In fact, my mom even told me when I left, she goes, I want to give you this plant because you cannot kill this one. It's like, okay, but I forgot to bring it with me. Probably lucky for that plant. It's like that plant had a death sentence if it came with me to Washington. So,
well, now it's back with its other fellow plants, and it's happy.
Yeah. So let's go back to the roses. So the roses, this was sold out immediately because it came out right around Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but I remember the roses, the tulips, they came out at the same time, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just forget getting some for like 3 months.
Oh yeah, longer. I would go to the Lego store, I think once a week because they get
Mhm,
deliveries on Fridays, and it wasn't appearing. And they said that it was just the demand was so high.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're really nice.
yeah, you know,
And they
for
have one that has thorns and one that doesn't have
yeah,
thorns,
yeah, I thought
which
that
I
was
thought was
cute.
interesting.
Yeah, and then the tulips, these are also pretty cute. Like I like the
Mm-hmm.
different colors for the stems and just in
Right.
general. And um, yeah,
So so Lena wants to know if those are the plants in my basket. Yes, I have the basket over here. I can go grab it and see if I have to show everybody in like a month if they're still alive.
yeah, it's a post updates on your Instagram.
We can have like what is it, like a webcam or
Proof of life.
something on the plants. Like, how are the plants doing?
Yeah, live grow cam.
Grow cam.
You can watch them
That
grow
would
in real time.
that would be keeping me accountable. That's for sure.
Um, but yeah, so I mean, it's the same basic design, but it's nice to have the
Hmm.
different colors to break up
Yeah,
that up a little bit.
I liked this build too. It
Mhm,
was a very sweet little build, and I did it on a Thrifty Thursday because you can get this for less than $20.
mhm.
So, and that goes back to the line itself, that you have some affordable pieces and then some that are much on the higher end.
Mhm.
So you can hit a variety of different price
Yeah.
points.
Um, so yeah, speaking
Lena
of
says I should do this as a Twitch TV plant
plant
plays.
trays, yeah, I'm sure you
Well,
can do all sorts of stuff on
we
Twitch.
joke about it, but in Washington, we actually do have a camera on I think the main quad over at University of Washington, because there's a grove of cherry trees there. I think it's called the cherry tree cam.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
just to watch the cherry trees. Yeah.
It's fun. But yeah, then moving on, I believe, yeah, the Bird of Paradise, I believe, was the next
Yeah.
plant set to
Not
release.
a fan. I, I I don't know when they released this. I don't know the real plant, so I haven't
Mhm,
seen the real plant, and I imagine if you put this side by side, they probably look very similar. They probably
mhm.
did a good job there, but I just don't find this appealing. And I think as a build itself, it's mostly the green leaves. It doesn't
Yeah,
seem like an
like
interesting build to me.
although like my friends who like just cultivate plants,
Mhm.
they love plants that are like just green for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Like they love the plants that are just green leaves in different configurations. And
Mhm.
I don't get it either. I'm like, why don't you get the plant that has like all these wild colors? And they're like, no, let's just get this one. And so I think that's who that's for. Um,
Well, I
but
have
yeah,
a combination in the basket. I'll go grab that.
yeah.
I'll turn my camera off and go grab it
Okay.
before the end of the stream. But it's beautiful.
Yeah.
They've got four different or three different varieties for plants, because
Mhm.
there's the calanchus, which are the same breed but two different colors. So I'll show you that, and we'll see how long I can keep them alive. It'll be like the last plant standing, right? One of these plants will survive
Yeah.
long term.
I'm sure they'll be fine. I,
Yeah, I hope so. I've been reading up on one of them. They say it's a very easy plant to take
mhm.
care of.
Do you know what these
Let's
insects
see.
are
What's
on
that?
these plants? Do you know what the insects are here?
The insects. No.
I don't know either. But
Those are insects? I thought those were part of the plant. I thought those were like flowers of the plant.
no, are they not insects?
No, I don't think they're insects.
Yeah.
Does anybody in the chat know?
Hmm.
Like the vase design, I agree.
Yeah,
I
this
agree with
design
you
is
there,
good.
Brick Jedi. The vase design is really good. Yeah, those insects are the blooms. That's what I
That's right.
thought.
Is that what they are?
That shows you how much we don't know about
They really
plants, is
look like
that
insects.
Remy thought those were insects.
I mean, y'all know me. I love a good insect. So
Right. See,
I got
those
all
are part of
excited.
the flower.
It's our part of the flower.
Well,
Okay.
maybe that's why it's called
Let's
birds
see.
of paradise, because they look like little birds, right?
Mhm.
I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I just
We're spitballing here. So
yeah.
it's like the Star Wars episode is come back.
Yeah.
It's like somebody who knows plants, help us out. Oh,
Anyway, all
Lena
right. Well,
works at a flower shop.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
So is
Lena.
this legit? Does this look really similar to what a birds of paradise
Yeah, it
plant
must with
looks
all
like?
these massive leaf parts. Um, but
Wow.
yeah, so I'll have to like it's I guess it's hard to see just from the one angle.
Can you zoom in on that? Because I think if you
Let's
zoom
see.
in, you'll see that they're flower-like. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still feeling insects in this. And I love the purple like fencing foil here. That's cute. That's
That's
a really
funny.
cute recolor.
That
But
is,
regardless, maybe I'll take a second look at this and pick one up at some point.
yeah, I'm gonna do a hard pass on this one.
Mhm.
I don't need this one in my house. I do agree though with Brick Jedi that the vase is nice. I might
Oh,
download the instructions just to do the vase and put something else in it.
oh no. I don't know how well that would go.
That's a very expensive rebrick this,
Yeah.
Debo. I don't think we're gonna do that.
You would
We
just
might be able to do it with one of the smaller ones.
it would just be all blimps. You know? Just
It
use those
wouldn't,
leaves to make blimps.
yeah, not a fan.
Okay.
Definitely, personally, I'm not a fan. I've heard
Right.
lots of people rave about it. They love it, and
Mhm.
I'm sure it meets their needs, but
Mhm.
I can use that money to buy some other things.
All right. Well, let's see what else we got here. Next
There's
were the
the
sunflowers.
sunflowers.
Yeah. So the sunflowers were fun.
I would like to get these. I have not seen them in the store yet because
Mhm.
they keep running out. This is also a very popular one.
Mhm.
And I think it's also grown in popularity because this is, I believe, the country flower for Ukraine.
Yeah, this is their national flower.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, so I think there's been a lot of people who've been posting Ukraine. We support Ukraine with these Lego flowers
yeah,
too.
and that's good. We should still be supporting Ukraine.
Absolutely. And Zach Martinez also says that he didn't care for the bloom detail for the bird of paradise either. Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe they'll make an insect line next and merge it with the
To go
flower
with the
line.
plants. They
The
already have some
beetle on the
insects.
plant.
They have the bees from the two different kinds of bees I've
Oh
seen.
yeah, the Winnie the Pooh set. Is that the
Right.
bees you were talking about? Yeah.
There's the Winnie the Pooh set. They also had them in the Minecraft set, the bees from there.
Oh.
And I think there was also a special card you could buy that had a small build next to it, and that had a bee in it too.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, those are hard to find. A friend of mine sent it to me as a gift. And it's like a Hallmark card, and it has a pouch on the right side with a build. It's like a poly bag that comes with the card.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about the poly bag with the flower and the butterfly, or?
It's actually, it could have had a butterfly on it. I don't remember. I remember there was a bee on there. And I thought,
Okay.
oh, wait a minute, I have it over here. Okay, when I grab my plant, I'll go grab that as well. But I can see the bees right now. I don't see a butterfly. But it came with a card that I got from a friend of mine. And then lots of people are talking about the insect line now that you've started this.
Yeah, it needs to happen now. People love insects, right?
Oh, and Debo says that the Indiana Jones one and the Crystal Skull sets came with ant-sized ants.
So it didn't come with any ants, is what you're saying.
Hey, Zizu, welcome to the stream.
Zizu?
We've just been, spitballing about plants because our two guests have not been able to show.
That's okay.
So one with technical difficulties and the other one was sick. So this is like the Star Wars episode, coming back. So if you just want to hear us talk about our opinions, you're in the right place.
But yeah, these flowers, I thought that they would they use the like the paddle pieces and not like the minifigure accessory flipper pieces, which is what I thought they were going to use.
Yeah. Yeah, and sunflowers in real life are huge. If you've seen them, I mean, they are what, 6.5 feet tall or taller, and the actual sunflower is like this big, but these I think are about this big.
Yeah.
So they're more like large daisies rather than a sunflower.
Well, and that's fine. You want it at that price point and that size, so it's fine.
Well, I think the chat is really enjoying your insect line.
In the movie,
I think we're gonna probably have to do something.
Yeah, I guess we'll do an insect thing.
Maybe we'll do an insect episode. Yeah, because it's what, when, why Wednesdays. So we'll find every insect that's been released in a Lego set.
Yeah, but I did not see this movie, Tebow. So I didn't know there were actual giant ants in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. That movie just sounds more bonkers every time I hear about it.
In Zizu also, I have zero botanical other than the sunflowers and other small ones. You love them all. That's true. I think we do too. Yeah. But you love your real plants too. Yeah.
Everyone else has real plants.
I have real plants. I just got them. So we'll see if I can keep them alive. So I think the challenge for me is, can I keep these plants alive for a whole year? We'll see if I can.
What is this? Lego had the insectoids theme. What was that theme? Was it?
Whoa.
Insect things?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We'll do a deep dive on
definitely
obscure themes, maybe.
Because we're already at almost at the top of the hour, and I think we have what, 2 or 3 more sets.
Yeah.
Here's the orchid.
We've got our orchid and our succulents.
And for those of you who just joined, Remy's in San Jose, California right now, and he brought an orchid with him in the background of his hotel room that you can see right there.
Or I guess I could bring it closer.
Yeah, it might be good to bring it closer. Okay, we'll do this. I will keep talking. We'll put you into the backdrop. There he goes. Okay. And then let's see if I can get this. Okay, so there we go. So while he's getting his real orchid model, and when he comes back, I'll go grab my real flowers, and let's see if I can keep them alive for a year.
There it goes.
All right, so Remy's back, and there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is fun. There's a lot of
beautiful
standard pieces, and then there's a few, pieces that are just cheating. Like the Demogorgon head.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't have the Stranger Things set, but
I do have it. I haven't built it yet. Yeah, that is a beautiful set.
Not cheating, but it's like, oh, I could create this out of bricks, or I could just mold the part.
Well, I think that it was a wise choice because this orchid is more than likely going to sell a lot more than the Stranger Things set. It's going to reach a bigger audience.
So, but yeah, I really like it. I was kind of annoyed when it first came out because like I made my orchids and then it was like, oh, now we're going to make the official one. Forget you, guy. But no, it's a good set.
Yeah, and then going back to the insectoids, they were talking about that came out in the 90s, early 2000s.
The 90s were weird, man.
Yeah. And then, so Zizu has not had much success with an elephant ear plant. So I'm glad I'm not the only one with not a green thumb here. So it seems like we're going to have to do an insect episode in the future because everybody's talking about insect now. Galaxy Squad had some fun almost insect ships too.
That's true. I do have one Galaxy Squad set that I had to get, and it came with these two bugs.
Okay.
So
bugs are in, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Debo also has a Galaxy Squad set. So it sounds like we're going to have to do a future episode, Galaxy Squad, etc. Yeah. So I think there's one last set, right? The succulents.
Succulents. And this set is really, it combines all of the things that, all the different kind of concepts that they've had over the past year or so. Meaning like, they wanted to do like communal building. They had that city set and they had the Chinese New Year set with the different bags. So, everybody can sit down and build one succulent.
Yeah, it's actually subdivided into 3 bags and you do 3 at a time, roughly. And then what you do is you have this, you see that each one has a little square planter, and the planter, you put a small red axle in it, and then you can connect them together.
It's like
in whatever configuration you want.
Yeah.
Or you can have 9 separate and spread out where in your living space. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I have not built the red one yet. So I've built 5 out of the 9 on my Twitch stream. So if anybody wants to see that, you can see it that way.
But I like that the red one is mostly brick built, It's not just, parts repurposed, which is fine. But, they have the one with all the spines over here is mostly like just repurposed parts. And then this one is all brick built. So.
And as I mentioned earlier, the lavender, Debo, if you haven't gotten this yet, you're going to go nuts over this lavender one. You're going to love that. And of course, Debo is also known as, Don Brickles. It's a Remy on Lego on the release of that set. You're kidding me.
Yeah, that's it's not what I said when I first saw the set, but it sort of captures the sentiment that I was feeling. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the whole line. We're sorry that our 2 guests were not able to appear. So, I know that Crystal sends her regrets, and we had Alexander 23 lined up, and he looked like he was trying, but must have had some technical difficulties. So we did want to thank everybody, though, for hanging out with us. And as we were talking with our limited knowledge about that, I'm going to go into the back room while Remy takes over, and I'm going to go grab my plants before we go. So
yeah, I'm going to give everyone, since we're talking about it now, and since I brought it up, organically, let's find it here. Let's find my orchid if I can. I made this for a New Year's challenge. Let's see if we can find it.
While you're looking for that, I can go show my plants. So here is, oops, wrong one, wrong button. So here's the plant basket that I received as a welcome gift for my new job. And you can see I have 2 kind of evergreen plants here. And in the back, these are what are called calanthes with a K. And I've had these now for 3 weeks and they're still look really good. So we'll see if I can keep these alive for a whole year. I think I've seen these before. And this one, I think I can probably definitely keep those alive. These are real. Yes, these are real.
No, they look very real. They're very like Brickanista is a good mocker. Y'all don't know.
Yeah. I just I've been told I'm supposed to water them once a week, which I have been doing. and hopefully I'm not overwatering them. They still look okay. So we'll see. We'll see if I can keep them alive for a whole year. It's a shame that the person who proposed succulents on Ideas didn't get some credit for the new succulent set. Well, they may have been in tandem. You don't know that because sometimes there'll be a Lego idea set, but they were already in production because it takes like 2 years to produce a set. And then I'll put myself on full screen again. Here is this little set that came with bees.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that cute?
I have not seen that.
This came with a card, and you can see the card had, oops, let me see if I can get this lighting to work. Maybe
I like the fletching piece as the wings.
Yeah, so the wings are those feather pieces from a, like Pocahontas, the minifig. So they use that for the wings. Yeah, so that is that card set that I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah, that's neat. I'll have to track one of those down. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put my plants here.
Yeah. Okay, and there she is. That's what started it all.
Wow. And that's an idea set, you said?
No, that's just the one thing. That's just the orchids that I built on for like a New Year's contest.
Oh.
Hosted by Fleur from Lego Masters Australia.
Oh, Watkins Fleur, yes.
Yeah. So.
And that vase looks like you're using a Japanese technique too, where they take gold.
Yeah, right? This is the kintsugi vase.
Kintsugi? Yes.
So, yeah, that's it. It's on my page if y'all want to check it out. If not, I won't be offended.
And Zach is giving some advice. My mother told me a good rule of thumb: just remember to water your plants only when water them when they feel dry.
Is that the rule?
Well, maybe I should be checking then. The other thing I've been using is weight, because water is heavy. So when the basket is feeling light, then I feel like, okay, it's probably time to water the plants. Well, this was fun. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Yeah, and sorry that we weren't able to get our guests online, but I hope we had this little nice tour of the Botanicals line.
Yes, and I'm sorry we weren't technically perfect for all of you.
Well, we could at least bounce ideas off each other. And also thank you, chat, for also helping out with us as well. So Brick Jedi, Zach Martinez, Lena Inverse, Debo, Zizu. Also, the Brick Cove was here earlier too. I think I said Debo already, but yeah, Zach Martinez, everybody who's been hanging out with us while we were talking. Also, just a couple reminders as well. So don't forget that Weekend Brick Limit, hashtag Weekend Brick Limit, is the theme is space. So anything having to do with space, however you want to define that. And I did one for Build 7 where I took Cindy the Cynical Crab and had her recreate that famous alien scene.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, it's dark. I did not expect to see that scene in that manner.
Well, what do you do with a crab in space? There's only a few things you can do. Remember, please like and subscribe to the stream. We're a ragtag group here, but we like to have fun and like to give good information as well. Don't forget to follow Brick Literacy. Oops, Brick Literacy here. Yeah. Brick Literacy on Instagram, who co-hosts the show. Next week, as I mentioned, we are going to be hosting about elves and the elves line, and we have the Brick Cove lined up, and she's going to drop in and help us talk through that. And we better be prepared in case she has technical difficulties too.
I'm prepared. I've seen all the episodes of Elves, and we're good to go.
Okay, I haven't seen any episodes, so I think I need
they're on YouTube and Netflix. So,
by the way, Zach Martinez says, "Good job on that build. Nice mock, really good."
But Sunday we're doing mock improv, right?
Yes. And thanks for the reminder. We have
the Brick Babe was also here at the top of the hour.
Yes, that's right. Brick Babe was here earlier. So My regular schedule Thursday, tomorrow, will be Thrifty Thursday, and I'll be building the Iron Man mech to kind of round out the series, which we had the Wolverine mech, the Black Panther mech, and then I'll be finishing up with the Iron Man mech. Why do superheroes need mechs? Who knows? They make good, affordable builds. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. And then Sunday, as we mentioned, 1 o'clock, we'll have mock improv. And Remy will be there, Brick Babe will be there, Lights, Camera, Lego, her daughter, will be there as well. Alyssa is also scheduled to be there, as well as Agents of Mock. So both Alicia and Troy. It's going to be a big build-off going on that day. So we're very, very excited about that. And then
focused on the Muppets.
Yes, it'll be Muppets CMFs will be the core minifig for the build. So the 16 by 16 build, and we'll spin the wheel and we'll see what the builders will have to build. Yes, the Brick Babe on Mock Improv. This will actually be her second appearance. She's actually been on Mock Improv before. She was on with Marianne from, I want to say, Model Building Secrets. So yeah, she's been on before, so she knows what she's expecting. And space, yay! Just found the lunar base on clearance, so that should work out good. Yeah,
that's a good find. Yeah,
that is. And yes, all next week.
A little expensive.
And then on 9 o'clock on Sunday, so we'll have mock improv as normal, 1 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock we will have my Twitch stream, my regular Twitch stream, and I'll be finishing the succulents on that. So yeah, I put the updated schedule on my Discord server, so feel free to go on Instagram, and there's the link for the Discord server there. So once again, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And if you do want to send me a note, there is my address, Brickanista Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington, 98103. And we're very, very excited about this new format. So thank you, Remy, for hanging out on Wednesdays, and hope you're enjoying the West Coast while you're out here.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but it's weird. My sleep schedule is all off. It's a whole thing.
Enjoy the West Coast while you're out here, and we have lots of brick stores too, especially.
Yeah, I have been making the rounds. It's been good. I found some great pick-a-brick. I found a store, they had like a bunch of these.
Oh, cool. Actually, can you hold that up again?
Yeah. They had like a bunch of these, like little plant things.
Oh, the sprouts.
The sprouts, yeah. And they had like these pieces, which I haven't seen in.
Oh, both. Yeah.
And they also had a bunch of cloud pieces.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice score there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. Bye.